Hello, Mana here, and welcome to the demo for Hello Girl. Have you ever felt like a rabbit with a telephone? Hello Girl is a thrilling kinetic visual novel about connection and disconnection, set during a time of great uncertainty. And I don't know too much about this. The art style really drew me in. I thought it was actually going to be like a horror game, but I don't think it is. I think it's more kind of a mystery, psychological kind of thing, not necessarily horror. So yeah, I don't know, but the full game has recently released on March 4th, I believe. This is just a demo, if you like checking it out, and yeah, that's about it. So thank you very much for watching. Let's hope for the best. Link in the description, all that stuff as usual. And yeah, just thank you again for watching. I really appreciate it. Letter to no one. This dream. I've only ever known this dream. The only thing I can think about is this dream. It doesn't seem correct to call it a dream. If this is a dream, if this dream is aching if this dream is aching, torturous, agonizing, there might be another word for it. Do dreams mangle you? Do dreams rip away at your skin? Do dreams put you in the hospital? This is no dream. This is a curse. I've lost touch with many things over the decades. The images I see in the mirror, for one. Every time I pass one, I ask, what am I seeing? It is not human. And I definitely don't see something that anyone could ever truly love. Maybe I shouldn't ever have been given eyes. Because when I see my reflection, I see a role model, a star, a personality, a celebrity, and above all else, an idol. On the radio, on the television. The talk of the nation, me. It should have been me. It should have been me. There was no error. There were no errors. Every audition, every rehearsal, every scene, every interview. Every composition, every note, every performance, every song, every album. Complete, perfect, correct, flawless. And yet, I'm here. Bathtub full of vomit and blood. Drowning in my own special brand of hell. This isn't what an idol does. We're not sure if it'll be received well. You just don't have the right look. Maybe further down the line. They were alright. I'll only ever be this dot, and not even one on any radar. A speck of dust in the corner, unnoticed. Nobody. Shambling around the dark. Haha. Maybe I've truly lost it. Maybe I only imagined them. The suits that showed up to my door last night. The ones who told me they're very interested in having my help. That my dream is one we both share. We can help you unlock your potential. We can help you. We can help unlock what has been inside of you. What has been hidden this whole time. You can become something different. Something much, much greater. Sure. If it ends up with me in concrete shoes, good. Anything but this. But if the business card they gave me saying they're with the feds is real, then maybe, just maybe. It was all I ever wanted. Somehow, they just knew. They knew exactly how I should have been living my life. Every goal, every dream, down to the finest detail. My guardian angels, truly. It's taking some sacrifices, of course. Nothing's free. Long and painful, invasive and humiliating, sometimes even cruel and meaningless. Every day is a new procedure. I'm always hungry, but eating would cause too many upsets. I'm always thirsty, but drinking will shift the balance. Always tired, but you get the idea. It's a strict regimen. I'm prodded at with instruments, injected with things, and made to be a little plaything for them. But I'm not beautiful yet. In fact, I recognize myself even less than ever. But at the end of all this, I will be beautiful. They promised me that. They promised. Suffering, the pain, the humiliation, the indignities. I'll put it aside. To me, all of it, the smallest price to pay. It was all necessary to get me here. Of course, I know I'm being used. I'm not stupid. For deadbeats like me, it's the only way. How did I ever think I could make it on my own? It just wasn't possible. But you know, I made up my mind. This is where I belong. In this place, I'll finally become something bigger than myself. Even I can shine bright. When the curtain finally opens before me, and the crowd erupts with their pure, uncontainable love. When they see me at that stage, their screams all as one. A heavenly chorus. A love beam aimed directly toward my heart. That's when I'll know. I'll know that it will have all been worth it. Last night, they told me that the time has finally come. Just a little more. Just a little more. The wait is almost over. Not that I needed a scientist to tell me that. I was born to be here after all. Tomorrow, they're going to sculpt me into the finest idol that has ever walked this earth. Tomorrow, I'll finally become a star. Man, I gotta say, this is not how I was expecting this to start. This is, I was not expecting this at all. I'd only seen, like, the Steam screenshots, which had, like, I really like the artwork. It reminded me of a few things. This is, like, yeah, this is not what I was expecting. Interesting, but, yeah. Just starts. Hello? Hello? Question mark? Stop. Hello, girl. Hello, girl. Yeah, that was, interesting. Like, going from the Steam screenshots plus what the little intro I read at the beginning and stuff, that was, like, so out of nowhere for me. Okay. 99. 99 to 32. Connected. 401. 401 to 406. Connected. 2201. 2201 to 2053. Connected. 19 to 601. 600. Where was that again? I glance over my cabinet, exchanging views with the trunk map. That's on the northern shores, long distance. Distant lovers, perhaps? It's uncommon. Most of the 600 liners aren't in use these days. I can only imagine there's some poor girl out there making local connections. Must be lonely out there. But of course, someone has to do it. It's important work. I look for the patch above my head, the one labeled with 6XX. I scoot out of the rolling chair, making my way to the console for the 600s with swift steps. Time is always of the essence. I reach for the loose cable hanging from the patch, plugging it into 601. The light stops flashing, now glowing solidly. Connected. I roll back on to one of the chairs, the full picture coming into view. Watching over the array of switchboards, numerous lights on the 8 cabinets, all solids. Waiting for another flashing light, but nothing else comes up. Fingers tapping impatiently on my thigh. They modulate in a pattern, eager for something else to do. What else? What else? The air leaks into my chest, and I realize I've been holding my breath this entire time. My shoulders sink down into a light exhale. I feel the weight of my body in the chair. I become aware of the state of my aching legs, and I leave the discomfort of the chair. It slides away a little out of control, but of course I catch it skillfully with my foot. I lean forward toward my toes in a stretch. I circle around the room, the stiffness leaving entirely. It's a great day to serve. Affirmations, affirmations. I'm the voice with the smile. That's right. After finishing my boast, I feel listless again. There's still nothing on the monitor. But I won't let emptiness win. I walk over coyly, like hiding something behind my back. I reach for the plug on my headset, rubbing the connector. The logo of Alkaline Corporation rolls between my fingers in deliberation. I reach out like I have so many times before. The contact meets the label Monit, or M-O-N-I-T. The crackle in my headphones lets me know that it's been done. I lift the headset over my ears. Connected. Almost like she doesn't want to go out anymore. Well, that's unfortunate. The poor girl. How has she been doing in school? Her teachers are all worried about her. I got a call the other day from the school. Oh no. She's not participating in class. Hasn't been doing her homework. And these days I've been so busy I didn't even notice. I get the feeling she's afraid of telling me how she's doing. And she still asks where Mom is, if she's okay, when she's coming back. It breaks my heart. I just don't know what I can do for her. Don't know where we can start. Must be tough on her. It's always hard, trying to figure out which cheer up the little ones. Yeah. But hey, I know she'll pull through. She's always been a fighter. You know, the other day Bobby fell off his bike and really scraped the heck out of his knee. He cried and cried and cried. Didn't want to go outside anymore. I told him, how about we go and catch a Pencil Beaks game? What do you think? That's sweet of you. It sure put a smile on his face. And you know how much he loves a good ball game. Always getting so into it. I am assuming like she's listening into a call and she's not meant to, right? Like that's what's happening. Cheering and shouting and jumping up and down. Wonderful day. Almost like he forgot about his knee. He just seemed a bit disappointed that they didn't seem to have his favourite pitcher, and half the team was missing. Probably because of what's going on. Oh, right. I'm not so sure Jamie is into baseball, but maybe she'll like it. Should give it a try. I'll let you know when the next game is, okay? I can give you a call. I'm sure Bobby and Jamie would love to play like they always do. Thanks, Mason. Silence. So, how are your old folks doing? They're doing okay, I think. Do you think we should be worried? I don't know. How'd you get the feeling that something's not right? How do you mean? Just make sure you're ready. Do your drills. You never know. I'll keep that in mind. Oh yeah, we tried that recipe you gave us the other day. Kids loved it. I'm glad to hear that. Sorry, this is sudden, but there's a customer calling the other line. Well, don't let me keep you. Take care, okay? We always do. Bye-bye now. See ya. Call disconnected. Connected. I'm sorry. I told you that I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I told you that I'm sorry. I told you to never call me back. I just don't have anyone else to talk to at the moment. Please give me a chance here. You've got some nerve, you know that? You think you can just call me up and act like nothing ever happened? I just want to talk. I'm not gonna listen to this. I'm sorry. I'm not taking any apologies from you. You had your chance to fix things. Just give me a chance to make it up to you. We could have a drink together, talk about things. I'll even pay for it. Things will be like they used to be. They'll never be like they used to be. You know that. I think when you see me again, you'll see that I've changed. You don't come over here, you don't call me, you don't even send me a letter. You just disappear. I gotta get my father here. He's got a loaded shotgun in. Call disconnected. I'm not supposed to plug in, not unless there's some sort of problem. But after dipping my toes in a little, there seems to be a little consequence. I know it's not really my place to know. I connect. That's my job. But you can't blame me for being curious, alright? If I'm not supposed to do it, I shouldn't have made it so easy. I mean, don't think that's how things you're not meant to do work, but yeah. I feel like so far, like my first impressions of this game, it is very interesting. It's an interesting setup. I don't know where it's going. I said at the beginning, like, about the whole, I don't think it's horror, but then the very start, when we were getting into it, that sounds like, oh, okay, this might be horror. But then a guy turned around again. Yeah, like the very first, it was getting real, yeah. I don't know what to make of this yet. I also feel like it's unfortunate that so much of it's, like, dark, like, because I like this art style, and we haven't seen a character properly yet, but from the Steam screenshots, like, the art style is really nice in this game, so it kind of feels unfortunate that so much of it's just on the black, even if maybe it makes sense because it's a call, but I don't know, I just feel like I'd rather have a visual myself. Anyway. 2 months have already passed since I took on this job. It was hard at first, remembering all the steps, the protocols and procedures, but it's actually surprisingly simple. Each call is inbound from the trunk, and it's the operator's job to route each one to its destination. I say route, I mean in the most literal sense. All you have to do is lift the incoming line from the shelf and plug it in the socket with a light. I'm just one of the many operators in Gamut. There's a lot of us. Ah, now we get, yes, I really like this art style, it's really cool. I'm Anna. Anna Lapine. I'm the voice with the smile. Since the customers can't see us, we have to put a smile on with our voices. Always ready, always happy to help. That's the service you'll come to expect at Alkaline Corporation. That's how it was for a long time. But now, I'm not so sure. It was a respectable profession back then. Every operator would pick up and ask, "Number please." Operator didn't just connect calls. They would do all kinds of things relating to customer service. Scheduling appointments, connecting group calls, and even leaving messages. Sometimes the odd request came in to track down a person based on a very vague description. You'd have to call around to different places to find them, almost like being a detective. I imagine after talking all day, you'd get to know the regulars. And maybe they'd even get to know you. The job used to be complicated, or so my sister told me. Of course, that's all different now. Most people prefer to dial the numbers for themselves. The operators are just there to make sure the call gets through. Must have been nice back then, getting to speak to people from all over the country. And maybe even all over the world. Yeah, imagine if your job is literally just like moving a plug from place to place. Yeah, she's probably not the only one who gets bored and starts listening into calls. Yeah. At 6 PM, the calls stopped coming in, marking the end of the day. I unplug the headset and set it back on the shelf. As the day's last right, I make my way around each cabinet to make sure that everything is in its right place. After work, I normally get on my uniform, hang it up, and slip into something more comfortable. But today I have an errand to run. Every few days I go out to get the mail. He doesn't deliver out here, so I have to go to the post office in town. I don't know how long it's been this way, but we found a mailbox buried somewhere out there in the grasses some time back. It was rusted and the paint was peeling. At some point it gets to stop being worth it to go all the way out this way. It only makes sense that we are putting more of our resources into the great effort, instead of useless things like the convenience of mail delivery. We also learned the name of the previous owner, Bill Walls, was painted on the side of the mailbox. Don't know who he was or what his relation was to Alkaline, but I hope he's doing well. Anyway, I waste no time moving on to the next task. The days are getting shorter after all. Yep, sorry if you just heard my mic stand squeak, and if you didn't, good. The forecast said it would get colder, and I can only agree. The wind chill has already picked up a bit. The air numbs my cheeks and my hands. A cloud of vapor takes the heat away from inside as I struggle into my gloves. The grasses sway gently in the wind. The birds have already left for the year. I've started to miss their call. It's always been quiet out here. Even more so this time of year. The one thing I can trust to never change. On days like this, when the cold hits you like a wall, I remember too that I am just a vulnerable animal. The creature braves the outside world, the creature braves the world outside its warm burrow. I always park the bike on the side of the house. My sister was more careful about these things, insisting that it's too precious to leave outside. I respected her wishes for a little while, but I am what she isn't, practical. I dig into my pockets for the key, only to realize it was already sitting in the lock. I turn the key back and forth, making sure there's still a charge. With my foot on the lever and my hand on the throttle, I find the right resistance and give it a good kick. The engine rips through the silence as it cold starts. I greet it warmly with some revs, leaving it to idle while I get my helmet on. I love this sound. It's different from the phone lines, but meditative in the same way. I get on the seat and grab the handlebars. It hums gently in my arms, responding to my commands. I give the throttle and we roll gently over the dirt path. I don't look back. It seems to be mixing between like art and kind of, the last two I think were like photos. Maybe placeholder, or maybe it is going to be a mix, I'm not sure. I really like this kind of, I don't know if simple art style is the way to put it or not, but it's what comes to mind, but in a good way, like I like it. The planes whip past as my motorbike carries me. The only thing slowing me down are the potholes and grasses encroaching on the path. The wind feels good on my skin. The stress of the day slides off like butter. There's a lot of things I don't like about the fall. It gets a little too cold for my liking here, but the first cool air after the long summer is novel in a way I can appreciate. The scenery has slowly been giving way to darker hues. It's summer's final dying breath. A signal that the year is coming to a close. The feeling of morning doesn't catch up with me as I speed away. It's about a 20-minute ride to get to town. I push a bit extra on the throttle in an attempt to escape the cold. Things are far apart out here. It almost feels by design. Here the world moves slow. It's the kind of place where you know everyone, and anyone new from the city would be faced with scrutiny. I would know. I was one of them. My sister probably carried most of that burden for me, as I've become quite well liked by the locals. I can't say I completely dislike it, but I don't let it show too much. It's important to keep your distance. Just at that moment I swerved amidst a deep pothole, one of those scary ones that would definitely send you flying if you're on a motorcycle. I stopped my bike and looked behind me. That could have been bad. The speed had been creeping up as I got deeper into my headspace. I take a deep breath. I remember that I'm not in a rush to get anywhere. I decided to take it easy for the rest of the ride. Probably best. I make sure to ride out and check the mailbox every couple of days. I don't want to miss anything important. Not that I really get all that much mail. I guess it's just an excuse to ride out of town. I say town, but maybe it's more like a village. Oh, so I guess she doesn't live in town. Okay. A place with a handful of stores run by clerks who dream of elsewhere, and old tired people who are waiting for time to bite them. In any case, it's nice to get out of the house. Unless she lives at the place she works, or I don't know. I pull up to the inordinately large post office. It stood nearly empty for a long time, but it's had a recent surge of activity due to the establishment of the new base. There are no customers inside today, only the creak of a fan moving around its socket. I waste no time loitering, immediately heading to the counter. But there seems to be nobody around. I lean over the counter looking into the staff area, but I see nobody in there. I use my ears too, but there's no sound of movement. Only the creaky fan in the ceiling. The little service bell waits for me to ring it. I tap my foot impatiently, surely I wouldn't have to resort to it. I take a few paces around the room to kill time. They will surely be back soon. Several sacks of mail spew out of the door leading to the staff area. Looks like they haven't gotten around to sorting it yet. I look at the clock on the wall. 7:30. You'd think that they'd be closing up their shift by now, but I guess not. I walk through the aisles to kill some time. The postcards haven't changed in a long time, but I like to stop by to look at them anyway. Little portraits of places you'll never go. The cliffs remind me of home. What little I can remember of it, at least. They weren't as grand as these. I turn my head to look at the counter. Deciding I've done enough window shopping, I take firm steps back up to the till. Bell. After some final internal deliberation, I finally decide to give it a press. A thud emanates from the countertop. There's a sound of shuffling from down under. Hi? Were you sleeping? A nicely dressed green-haired girl emerges from under the desk. But she starts mumbling. Dozed off again. That's no good. The girl turns away from the counter and rubs her eyes. Where was I? She seems to have not noticed my presence. She yawns loudly, stretching her arms out. She finishes her stretch and turns towards the counter. What? You rang, right? Yes, I did. What's up? Her eyes are reddish, with a strange yet friendly look on her face. Maillard, was it? Maillard. You said it right. I open up my bag and pull out an envelope, placing it neatly on the counter, pushing it toward her with my index finger. Here. She looks at the letter for a second, and then back to me. Oh, thanks. She tosses the letter into an overflowing mailbag behind her, causing a mild avalanche of envelopes. The mail clerk lazily goes after them. She gets on the floor, placing each envelope back in the sack with more caution this time. I suddenly feel guilty. Maillard returns to the counter, staring off again. Oh, and my mail. Maillard snapped back to attention. Gotcha. 1 second. She turns around and starts to scan up and down the bins on the wall behind her. The address was something like Eagle? Hawk? Pigeon Way. Right. I knew that. Maillard runs her fingers along the labeled bins, mumbling to herself. She bumps into a large cart overflowing with letters and packages, causing some to fall. Those military guys. The clerk slowly scoots the cart away from the rest of the bins and continues looking up and down. Pigeon Way. I swear it was right. Aha! She pulls out a couple of letters, flicks through them, and sets them on the counter in front of me. There you go. Thanks. Mailer nods and gets on the floor to put the letters back into the cart. I flip through the letters. Milton's department catalogue, junk flyer, the Daily Gamut, yesterday's issue. Huh, that's strange. Miss... The clerk looks up from the overflowing cart. Was this everything in there? Mailer glances at the bin. Everything. Can you check again? She looks away, mumbling something under her breath. Mailer then takes a look inside the bin, making a point to really stick her face into it. She takes out a few letters and flips through them again. None of the rest in here are for you, miss. That can't be right. Are you sure? Nothing for Lapine? Lapine? Sorry. That's all of it. Thanks again, miss. I turned around and start toward the door. Hey, wait a sec. Mailer nearly slips, making her way around the counter. She comes up to me with an envelope in her hand. This one was on the ground. Without even looking at the envelope, I tear the flap open and shake the letter from inside. I unfold it and read the top. Alkaline Corporation. Dear Miss Clara Lapine, we are writing to you to inform you that your location is scheduled for a mandatory service upgrade set for September 5. The hardware to be installed is AW-1054 model multiplexer, multiplexer, as well as TW-44 model teletypewriter. I can read. A service representative will be on site to assist you with the upgrade process. Please keep a good lookout. We thank you for your service. Hold that confidence. Your local branch offers at Alkaline. My arms fall to my side with the letter in hand. Mailer looks happy to have done her job. Does she? Is this her happy face? Okay. I think. Oh, yeah. I smile at her regardless. Thanks, miss. She keeps looking at me with that expression. I'm not really sure if it's one of accomplishment anymore. I decide to take my leave. The night is cool and the breeze clings to my clothes. I sigh, my breath visible in the cool air. I lean against the wall of the post office. Lights from inside illuminate the road, casting shadows. It's already gotten dark in the time I spent inside. I rest my head against the vending machine. It hums softly like a kitty. Good kitty. I took the letter in my hand. Scheduled for September 5. It's only a couple days away. Multiplexer. Teletypewriter. I'm not really sure what those could be. Technology's really moving along quickly these days. It'll probably be someone from the city, that service representative. I wonder what they're like. I fold the letter and put it in my purse. I twist the accelerator on my bike and start on my way back home. Crickets. Tall grass swaying gently outside the telephone exchange. A strange place to call home. Oh, so she does actually live in this place, okay. Maybe you get bored, like as part of the job or something? Yeah. Maybe like upstairs? The wooden door creaks open and I step in, remembering to lock it behind me. The dust and shadows of the near empty switchboard room greet me. I nearly trip while removing my shoes and jacket. Maybe we should have some light. The ceiling light hums a familiar tone. It's taken some time for me to adjust to the quiet. It's hard not to be overly aware of your own actions when there's no one else around. I try to think about things I should be happy about. Today was the first time the trip to the post office felt familiar to me, even comforting. The first time I drove there, I was so nervous about every little thing. Driving the bike, not getting lost, what to say to the mail clerk. As strange as she is, it's nice to have someone to talk to. But now it's just another part of my week. Going through the motions. Routines, motions, a meal, a bath. Sleepy. My yawns echo through the building's dark halls. I hang up my uniform and put on my nightgown. I collapse onto the bed face first, not feeling any urgency to get comfortable. It isn't really clear to me what it is I'm feeling at the moment. I'm a girl who enjoys consistency, I guess. If there was a word for the feeling, it'd probably be helpless. Before I start to really think about it, I close my eyes. That night, I was able to remember my dream. My sister and I were sitting on our old front porch. I was staring at the grass while Mum yelled at us. She was really upset that we had gotten some new blouses dirty and was really telling us off for not being more careful. I felt bad that she was going to have to spend so much time giving our clothes an extra scrubbing when she was already so busy every day. Somehow I knew this happened because I had chased Clara through a mire, and there we could realize how deep the mud went. It was too late. Oh, and before we could realize how deep the mud went, it was too late. When you're small like that, you really feel like you're going to sink into the ground. Clara was crying, and I was too. There probably wasn't any real danger. I think we were just both scared of what Mum would say when we came back home. Do you know how many months I had saved up for these? Sometimes I feel like it's neither of you who care how much I do for you. The strangest part about this dream was our mother doing the laundry. Clara would never let her do that. Hello, girl. You have reached the end of the demo. I thought so. Please purchase the full game to continue. A save bar has been created which you can use to continue your progress. Oh, that's good. Okay. Well, that was the demo for Hello Girl. And I gotta say, I don't know. It went from me saying about like, yeah, like I thought it was gonna be horror, but then, you know, from what I saw, it's not gonna be horror, and it looks like it's more mystery and psychological and stuff. Then we started into the actual text, and at the very beginning, it was like, oh, maybe this is horror, talking about, I don't know, what else, what was there? Well, she was being experimented on, it sounded like, and just, yeah, before that, yeah, I'm forgetting all the little details, even though it hasn't been that long, but don't mind me. But the point is, it sounded like it was going horror, and then it seemed to completely chill out, and then suddenly we're in this situation. And I don't know if that's meant to be her that we were talking about in the beginning, because like, the beginning, I assume there's some connection obviously, but in terms of just what we've experienced, that start felt so disconnected to the rest of the game. Like, if you took off that start point and just went from when we started, you know, doing the job, that was like bordering on some odd slice of life thing, you know. Like, you know, we're gonna meet the clerk more often, and you know, someone from the city, maybe we start getting along with them, and there could be more like, you know, not a typical slice of life, but you know, chill kind of thing. I don't know, just there's obviously gonna be more going on. I feel like, I don't know, I feel like this demo is a hard one to judge, like, in terms of selling me on the full game. Because I find myself walking away really not knowing what this game is about. I mean, I guess like, you know, some questions, unless some things went over my head. The mail she got was for Clara Lapine, right? But wasn't that her sister? Or did I get things mixed up? Because she was she said, like, even at the end there, she said Clara would have never let that happen. Like, she was talking about her sister. So, at the very beginning, was the girl who, like, was, like, she the one that wasn't accepted, but her sister was? Or, like, but also, like, if the mail was to Clara, her sister, why is she doing that job under her name? Like, I don't know if I've missed something, or, like, I've completely mixed something up. I'm assuming I haven't, because of that last bit there where it was like Clara would never do that, like, seemingly to be referring to her sister. So, I don't know. I'm a little confused on that one. Okay, I just had to double check, because sometimes when I'm like really in it with like recording, you know, I'm just, I don't know, I forget details very quickly, I think because I'm focused on reading, even though that I don't know how to explain it, but my memory of things is never as good when I'm recording, so I kind of have to reflect afterwards a little bit. But I double checked as well. And yeah, she also said there, like, I was crying, Clara was too, or whatever. So yeah, the mail was definitely for Clara, her sister, but she's doing the job. And the motorbike seemingly was Clara's as well. So I don't understand if she's assumed her identity or, like, where is Clara? So there are definitely some questions. Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I definitely, like, intrigued me and stuff. Like, it's interesting. I just feel like I walk away really not knowing what to make of it. I don't know what I'm in for with this. Like, is there some dark rabbit hole to all this where she's, like, killed her sister and assumed her identity? How dark are we getting here? Or is it like, or does she not even have a sister? You know? So I guess there's kind of some different ways it could go. Yeah. I don't know. Let me know what you thought. Yeah. I feel like visual novels are a weird one for me. Like, I love visual novels, but I don't know what it is about recording, because I'm still just, like, sitting here reading. Like, I'm not even streaming or anything. I'm just regular recording. But, like, I don't know. It's like, things go in one ear and out the other a lot more for me when I'm recording for some reason, which sucks. I don't know what it is about it. Yeah. But still, I you know, yeah, no matter. I enjoyed my time checking out the demo. I don't know if I want to play the full game. Depending how long it is, I would maybe be up for it. Let me know what you guys think about it. Yeah, just thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. Be well. Have a good rest of your day. And I'll see you in something else soon. Bye-bye.